Hello everyone, welcome to Advent of Spring Boot, day 19, and today we are going to talk about Actuator. Let's dive into the code. Cool. So, Actuator is used to add some information to your application that can be available at runtime. And we can, there is some default information and we can specify some as well. So let's do that and discover a bit about Actuator. So we're going to add the dependency in our application. Let's refresh our application. Let's start it again. And let's see what we got in our Actuator endpoint. So we don't need to do anything. There's some stuff available. So let's call get on Actuator. Actually, let's format that. So as you can see, we have only one endpoint available, the else, and that's pretty obvious why we need it. So we need it to see if our pod or our application is LC. So let's see what it says. And it's LC because it's. So let's see how we could customize that with a custom else indicator. Code. Okay. Component implements. Implement extends abstract else indicator. Let's implement else method. Let's go full screen, and as you can see, we have a builder through the. We have a builder that can be done, and we can add some details. Detail. My specific else indicator. You shouldn't do that because your else indicator should never be always done, but for demo purposes, we're going to do that. So let's restart our application. And I didn't talk about that, but as you can see, there is a log at the beginning that says that the actuator is available. So let's go back in our endpoint actuator and the else one. And as you can see, it's done. Not really, but our else indicator say otherwise. Cool. But we can do a bit more than that. There are a lot of endpoints available. We are not gonna see a lot of them. I'm gonna show a few. And as you can see, we have endpoints available. So let's add info. No, sorry, not endpoints. Endpoint info. And we want to access our info in read-only. We don't want it to be multi-file editable. And we can have also the endpoint loggers. That one we want it unrestricted. And I guess it's gonna be it. And we can say what kind of endpoint we want. We could expose our endpoint through GMX, web, or whatever. So we're gonna expose our endpoint through the web. Add else info and loggers. That's pretty cool. Let's restart our application from that and see if this configuration is okay. Cool. So let's see. So as you can see, we can see our else, info, and loggers. So that's cool. And let's see how we can specify some information. So we can add the info dash. Okay, info. Name. It can be different from your pom.xml, but you should generate it from pom.xml actually. Name, description, app for DAY19 of advent of Spring Boot. And let's add some other information. Let's talk about the dev who wrote it. Me, so it's booklet. And let's do a bit of self-promotion with our blog. Let's give a URL. HTTPS www. Cool. And if we restart our application, we should see if we call the info endpoint curl close info. We should see our endpoint. Let's our information. Let's format them. Exposure endpoint. Yeah, I don't know why, but I need to add that. I don't know why it needs that to be activated. At least enable it true, and it will give some information about the JVM, and that one will give some information about the environment. So let's restart our application. Cool. Back, as you can see, so we can see the information we defined and the others that we didn't do anything, but we can see some information, and I run the application on an Azure GTK 23. Cool. But that's not it for today. Yeah, time is okay. So let's see what we can do with loggers. So as you can see, we have a logger endpoint, and we can actually loggers, and we can format it. And there are a lot of loggers. So in order to get the one we need, we can specify the package. And as you can see, we are going to use com.xavierbooklet.advent of code. So let's add package com.xavier.advent of code. And as you can see, it's info. So in order to try, we can change it at runtime. So we are going to change our application, restart it, and see how to play. Oh, actually, I didn't. I do that before, so it stayed, but we added a logger. I added a logger with the log info, debug, and error. Let's see if the router is okay. The router is not. Let's change below. Okay, cool. And let's restart our application, and we will change the log at runtime without restarting our application. So let's get back to our log. So it's an info as we speak. So let's call our endpoint. Let's remove all the log. Let's call our endpoint curl localhost 8080 API hello, and you can see it worked. And let's see what kind of log. So as you can see, we can see the log info and error, and we don't see the log at the debug level. So let's change that without restarting the application. You can check on the right. I'm not gonna change. So let's do that. So actually, I'm gonna copy paste the post command to avoid. You can see post command. We're gonna change with our package the debug configuration. So let's copy paste that. Let's execute it. And let's check its debug. And as you can see, we see a new line that we configure the debug log, debug level. So we change it after the runtime. Cool. And let's try it. As you can see, there's R2. Let's execute our command again. Endpoint, and as you can see, I have the debug log that is available. It could be pretty neat to do that in production if you need to. If you do that in production, you should be really specific on the package to avoid activating all the debug log on your production environment. But it could be cool for you to investigate some problem. Cool. That's gonna be it for today. Tomorrow we will see how to expose metric and add some metrics through Actuator, and it could be exposed in other sources such as Prometheus and Datadog and such. But that's gonna be it today. So it will be tomorrow. So for now, peace.